Hello and welcome back to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're back in the Ferrari 296 GT3 fixed setup at Red Bull Ring for what should be another cracking week of racing. If you're new to my channel, we do a hot lap, a breakdown lap, then we are back in the cockpit one final time with the driving line on without me talking. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Let's start the hot lap. Right, let's start the hot lap. So we're smashing it down the main straight. Looking for the 100-meter board on the left-hand side. When we get that, braking up to about 75%, drop it down to second gear, back on the gas at the apex, straighten out on the outside curb as we go flying up the hill. It's a very easy course to remember the braking markers because they're generally on the 100s or the 50s. We're back on the 100 again here. Braking in a straight line up to 80%, wiping it all off, down to first gear, more circumspect on the throttle on the way out. Quite a slippy little one. This is using the fixed setup, so traction control setup 4, same as ABS. Brake bias at 49. At the 100 mark, braking up to 72%, drop it down to second gear. Back on the gas, nice and smooth, back over to the right-hand side. Keeping the centre of the car over the white and red rumble strips. At the 50, braking up to about 65%, quick trail off, down to third gear. Gotta be patient on throttle. Exit nice and wide. Don't get the off track there, by the way. Just in case you were wondering if it helped. It doesn't. Now looking for the 50 board on the left-hand side, braking up to about 55%. Drop it down to fourth gear. Stay in fourth gear. Down to third, and again quite circumspect with the throttle on exit. Still a little bit harder to get the throttle on earlier, which is why this is very slightly slower for me than the BMW. Over and across the line in a 128.9. We'll do the breakdown lap now. Right, breakdown lap. So, first of all, just at the 100 meters, you can see, right, started braking now. So we hold it at around 75%. Now we trail off down to second gear and we're getting back on the gas just ahead of the apex. As I hit the apex, I'm back on half power. And once I'm unwinding that steering wheel, I'm back up to 100. Once again, you can see I've just started braking now at the just before the 100 board. By the time I'm going through it, that's when I'm fully off the gas, on the brakes, up to about 80%, and again trailing it off down to first. Now, ideally, in the BMW, I'm starting to get back on the throttle here, but I just have to wait that extra fraction just to unwind the steering wheel, otherwise I was having problems with the back end here. Now, if you're a more skilled driver than me, you might be able to get on the throttle slightly earlier. There are plenty of them. All right, we're looking for the 50 board this time, or just before it. So we've just gone through the 100. Sorry, no, it's the 100 board. So we brake up to 72%, as you can see. Held it at a flat line there, so I'm trying not to trigger the ABS. Trail it off down to second gear. We're getting back on the gas at the apex. In second gear. I said it was easy to remember them, and I forget. Now, it's the 50 board for this next corner. So just before we get there, we brake up to about 65%, relatively quick early trail off, and now we're just holding it, getting back on the gas. So I told you not to do the off-track here. So the off-track is the center of the car over the green asphalt, just to the right of the green and white rumble strip. Next braking marker is going to be the end of the rumble strips where we just have flat asphalt again. So as you can see, I'm there now. Only brake up to about 45%, 40%, trail it off quite quick, down to third gear. And again, I'm missing that apex, but I am on the gas early, so it doesn't cost you too much time. Ideally, you want to turn in maybe a couple of meters before I did. This was my best overall lap, but obviously doesn't mean every corner I hit was perfect. Right, we're braking just before the 50 board, up to about 55%. I'm going to trail that off, Wanting to get on the gas around now. But we don't want to get on too early because there's an off-track there if you're basically an inch to the left of where I am. And we're braking at the end of the Austrian flag that's just on our left-hand side here on the floor. And we want to be getting back on the gas. So again, I feel like I'm late on the gas here. But over and across the line we go. We've got one final version coming up next with the driving line on without me talking. Enjoy.